I've been holding a lot of in lately.
Reports are emerging that Diddy might be willing to rat on Jay-Z. Jay-Z's name recently got tangled up with Diddy's. He's now facing some horrific allegations of his own.
A lot of times people say things because they don't want to get themselves in a PR disaster. You can't be, write a check.
Hours after being publicly accused of a 13-year-old girl with Diddy, Jay-Z calls the allegation heinous. The civil lawsuit blackmail and vows he won't give, quote, one red penny. According to the complaint, first filed in October, then refiled to name Jay-Z, the Jane Doe accuser claims the alleged double occurred during a 2000 VMA after party, hours after E.T. spoke to Diddy and then girlfriend J-Lo on the red carpet.
We're very excited. There's a good energy in the air.
It's a big old party, though.
The woman claims during the party she drank something that made her feel disoriented. She then went to rest in a bedroom when Diddy and Jay-Z allegedly took turns her.
You're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna probably be arresting me, people from all walks of life. Jay-Z talking to, you know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on.
Diddy, who's currently locked up awaiting federal trial, also vehemently denies the allegations. Jay says the only heartbreak he has is for wife Beyonce and their 3 kids. Quote, "My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims."
There's been no comment from Beyonce, but mom Tina Knowles apparently liked an article reporting on the alleged but later said she was hacked. Lawsuit was filed by Texas attorney Tony Busby, who is representing 120 Diddy accusers.
Will there be celebrity names?
I expect so, yes. I think people already are suspecting some of the names.
I think overall, Busby needs to be careful. When you start naming celebrities, we're going to out you, put you right next to Diddy unless you pay us this money. It's going to be very hard to win this case because it happened over 20 years ago. So it's really going to be a he said, she said.
In Jay's scathing statement, he calls Busby a deplorable human and fraud. Busby, meanwhile, accuses Jay of bullying, harassment, and claims Jay is suing him under an anonymous pseudonym, saying, quote, "We will litigate the facts in court, not in the media."
How much bigger can this get?
It'll get a lot bigger, I think. We're at the tip of the iceberg at this moment.
But is Diddy really planning to expose him? And what could that mean for Jay-Z? Both men were accused of an incredibly disturbing crime involving a minor at an MTV Video Music Awards after party. Jay-Z has since tried to shut down the allegations through his legal team.
Tonight, Jay-Z's attorney Alex Spiro is pushing to get a judge to dismiss the lawsuit against his client, citing an NBC News exclusive that found inconsistencies with the accuser's account.
We expect Mr. Carter to be fully cleared of all of this in the coming days. Almost nothing that she says has checked out because this never happened.
This in the wake of our interview with a 38-year-old mother from Alabama who accuses Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, and Sean Diddy Combs of her when she was 13 years old. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward? Because I think that I've been quiet long enough.
She says that she might have some facts wrong, but that she says the incident happened. What do you say to that?
You know, anybody, when they make up a claim, they can just keep repeating it and getting it right. But you never get the details right. And what happened during her interview with you is that the story began to unravel.
On the night of the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000, she says Combs' limo driver took her to an after party. There she says she spoke to musician Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo. That's the Last Supper.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative for the Maddens confirmed they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at that time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter both her. She says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up.
We rode home in silence. She didn't ask me what happened.
In an interview with NBC News, her father said he could not corroborate her story. "I feel like I would remember that, and I don't," he said. The woman revealed to us that she has autism and previously suffered a head injury. In a follow-up phone interview, we asked her about the contradictions, and she said that she stands by her statements.
This woman is standing by her story. It happened over 20 years ago. Maybe her memory is hazy. Maybe her father doesn't remember that night.
No, she's doubled down on certain of these details. She says, I'm positive. She points out the tattoo. She talks about the tattoo in vivid detail. Turns out that's completely false. And the father is supposed to be picking her up 10-hour drive round trip to pick her up in the middle of the night. Has no memory of that. No one has come forward about this in nearly a quarter of a century, and that's because this never happened.
Spyro said he's not only seeking justice for Jay-Z, he says that he also wants to expose the accuser's attorney, Tony Busby.
He takes away the voices from real victims, and he causes real harm. If this lawyer has any sense, he's going to dismiss this claim. I don't know whether he has any sense.
Busby, who has filed more than 20 lawsuits against Combs, told NBC News that he is continuing to vet the accuser's claims and that she has agreed to undergo a polygraph this week. A representative for Combs called the suit a shameless money grab.
Since your attorneys refiled the lawsuit against Combs naming Jay-Z, he has come out with a very long statement saying that this is completely not true and that this is all about trying to get money from him. What do you say about that?
I haven't asked for a dime from him. It's not everything is motivated by money, and I'm sorry that he feels that it is.
However, the internet is now flooded with conversations about how Diddy could bring Jay-Z down with him in his trial. There are whispers that Diddy could cooperate with prosecutors to expose Jay-Z, as well as several other unnamed high-profile celebrities. The anonymous accuser who spoke out against both men alleged in a lawsuit that the incident took place at a house party back in 2000, when both Jay-Z and Diddy were at the peak of their fame. They also claimed that an unnamed female celebrity was in the room, too.
Beyonce is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say so?
I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she say. These are criminals. Diddy is dealing, so is Jay-Z. The proof is there.
The lawsuit was originally filed in October 2024, but Jay-Z's name was only added as a defendant relatively recently. The legal action was filed by a Texas-based lawyer, Tony Busby.
At the length fans will go, no matter the evidence to the contrary, to defend celebrities they love. I mean, there's a reason for this word fans. They're fanatics. I've personally already been threatened multiple times on social media. And when I agreed to pursue this, I expected as much. This isn't my first rodeo. But victims who step forward to have their voices heard should not be subjected to that kind of conduct. They should not be targeted. I want to say this, and I want to be clear about it. Although we are vetting each call as stringently as we can, I always start with a mindset that I believe victims. I believe victims because I understand the tremendous courage it takes to step forward. So if you're watching this, please hear me. If you're out there and you have been victimized, you are not alone. There is a great strength in numbers. You can seek redress. You can obtain justice. We can help you, and we will help you. That being said, as stated, we are vetting every call that we receive. We have had to turn away some. For each, we ask for corroboration. For each, we ask for the identity of witnesses. We also have collected pictures, videos, texts. We check venues, we check dates. We want to corroborate that the claims being made have legitimacy and merit. We have on staff now a former detective from the Major Offenders Unit of Houston Police Department who is helping us vet each claim. We're using our common sense. We're being stringent because, as I said, these are not easy cases. They're very tough. The process is hard, and in some cases, the process is very lengthy. These cases are hard to prove. Many times, it's the victim's word against the alleged perpetrator. Each of these victims will no doubt be publicly attacked by the alleged perpetrators, and in some cases, the general public. The feckless and cowardly keyboard warriors love to attack. We know what we're up against. We did not enter this fray blindly. I wish it was my last such fray. I wish this type of behavior wasn't so pervasive. But it is what it is, so we will press on. As I said, our law firms have been retained by 120 individuals at this point to pursue cases in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs. You should know, in this group, It is evenly divided between males and females. There are 60 males and 60 females who have joined us to pursue these claims as plaintiffs. In this group, 62% identify as African American, 30% are white, and the remainder are Hispanic or Asian. The victims are from more than 25 states. The majority are from California, New York, Georgia, and Florida. I don't want to focus on the ages of these victims. When you talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old.
The lawyer has filed several lawsuits in recent months accusing Diddy of harm and other serious offenses, although none have revealed the names of the victims.
We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years of this type of conduct. Now, although most of the victims who have stepped forward were victimized after 2015, this has been going on for a very long time. Now, when you think about the fact that some of this conduct occurred 25 years ago, and you wonder why would it take somebody so long to step forward, I want to remind you that many states in the United States have recognized that it's very difficult for a victim to step forward and to make these types of allegations when something very terrible has happened to them. I'll use New York, the state of New York, as an example. The state of New York has specific statutes in place that revive claims that are even claims that would typically be not able to be brought, that revive such claims, and they can be brought even 25 to 30 years later. Because there's a recognition there in New York and California and other states that it's very difficult for a victim to come forward. And I would respectfully suggest the only reason many of these people are coming forward because they see other victims coming forward. And it gives them some comfort that, hey, I won't be the only one. And I expect more victims will come forward. You know, there's an old saying, it says, a lie has great speed, but truth has endurance.
In response, Jay-Z took to social media, claiming that his lawyer had received an attempt at extortion. He also challenged his accuser to file a legal suit rather than a civil one.
This morning, Houston attorney Tony Busby is speaking out again about the claims made by rapper Jay-Z through his company Roc Nation on Sunday. Over the weekend, a lawsuit claiming that Sean Diddy Combs a 13-year-old back in 2000 was amended to also accuse Jay-Z. His statement on Sunday slammed Busby and claimed that the attorney tried to blackmail him into settling. Then, late last night, Busby posted on X saying in part that no one has made any threats and Jay-Z's comments are bogus and laughable. He also called the rapper's allegations a, quote, coordinated and desperate effort to focus the public's attention on me personally to avoid attention on the allegations being made by my clients. Jay-Z has denied.
Meanwhile, Diddy's legal team responded, calling this latest lawsuit just another one in a string of shameless publicity stunts designed to extract payments from celebrities.
He brought you on to speak on Diddy, and it seemed that as if your focus turned to Jay-Z, his wife.
That's always been my focus.
Yes. What?
They're one and the same. Tell me something. When you have a peanut butter jelly sandwich, if it's just peanut butter, it's just peanut butter. If it's just jelly, it's jelly. When you put it together, it becomes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the taste is undeniable.
You're saying Diddy and Jay-Z is peanut butter jelly?
Peanut butter and jelly. Let's deal with the sandwich.
We asked you this last time, and Piers Morgan said it. They're not here to defend themselves. Do you think they will, the Carters will speak about any of this at all? Do you just feel that they'll make any statement about what's going on?
Beyonce is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say something?
I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is dealing, so is Jay-Z. The proof is there. How many up people does he have to be aware of before people see him for who he is?
It seems like these artists are trying to run away from their past. Diddy changed his name multiple times to say, that's not me, I'm trying to move beyond Diddy, I'm Love now.
They went on to insist that the judicial process would show Diddy to be innocent of all the accusations against him, including the staggering 30 other lawsuits he is facing. Responding to the accusations, the lawyer took to Instagram, posting a photo of himself as a younger man in a military uniform. He wrote in the caption, "I also won't allow anyone to scare my clients into silence. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and I am quite certain the sun is coming." The charges against Diddy and Jay-Z are outlined in a lawsuit filed by a woman identified only as Jane Doe. According to the filing, Jane Doe claims that in 2000, at just 13 years old, she was dropped off at the MTV Video Music Awards at Radio City Music Hall in Manhattan by a friend.
She said that she stands by her statements. "I have made some mistakes," she said. "Honestly, what is the clearest is what happened to me." The inconsistencies in her account of an incident alleged to have happened 24 years ago does not necessarily mean the allegations are false. The accuser's attorney, Tony Busby, said, "Because we have interrogated her intensely, she has even agreed to submit to a polygraph. This has been extremely distressing for her, to the point she has experienced seizures and had to seek medical treatment due to the stress." In a statement to NBC News, Sean Carter said, "This incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory."
Is any part of you scared coming out against such powerful people?
Yeah, I'm scared of what could happen, but I'm more afraid of letting it eat me alive from the inside out than I am of, you know, being chastised by their fans.
All right, Chloe Malas joining us now live. Chloe, we just heard a very strongly worded statement from Jay-Z. What else are you hearing from him and his team?
Yes, so his attorney said that they're going to ask the court to, quote, dismiss this frivolous case. And also moments ago, we heard from Diddy's legal team, and I want to read you some of what they said. They said, quote, "This is the beginning of the end of this shameful money grab." And remember, he remains behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, and his criminal trial begins in May.
She tried to get into the event, approaching limousine drivers outside. One driver allegedly said that he worked for Diddy, and he told her that she was exactly what Diddy was looking for. The lawsuit states that Jane Doe was later driven to a house party, which she claims was hosted by Diddy. Once at the party, she was reportedly told to sign some papers, which she thinks were actually an NDA. According to the lawsuit, Jane Doe saw a lot of celebrities at the party where illegal substances were used. The lawsuit goes on to state that a waitress offered her a drink that made her feel woozy, prompting her to lie down in a room to recover. At this point, according to the legal filing, Diddy and Jay-Z entered the room with a female celebrity. The lawsuit states that Jane Doe immediately recognized all three celebrities. What allegedly happened next was sickening.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet, but it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof juggle ball. The world's on fire. The fire is in is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs's limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
She went to a White House, she says, where she spoke to musicians Benji Madden and his brother.
I'm talking to Benji Madden about his tattoo because, you know, I have about his tattoo that's the Last Supper, because I have a religious background. So it was just something to talk about.
In a statement to NBC News, a representative of the Maddens confirmed that they did not attend the 2000 VMAs and that they were on tour in the Midwest at the time. At the after party, she says she had a drink that made her feel woozy. Then she says Combs and Carter took turns her while a female celebrity watched.
The filing described a harrowing scene in which Diddy allegedly approached Jane Doe with a crazed look in his eyes, grabbed her, and told her that she was ready to party. Jay-Z was alleged to have restrained her before the two men allegedly took turns harming her, with the female celebrity reportedly watching. Jane Doe, who claimed that she fought back during the incident, managed to escape when Diddy allegedly stepped back in surprise. The lawsuit is seeking unspecified damages. Jane Doe claimed that she has been left with severe emotional trauma, including post-traumatic stress disorder and depression. In his response, Jay-Z, who is married to Beyonce and has 3 children, said that his only heartbreak was for his family. He explained that he and his wife will have to sit down and explain the cruelty and greed of people to their children.
Breaking news, music mogul Sean Jay-Z Carter is accused of a 13-year-old girl with Sean Diddy Combs. Jay-Z was added to an amended civil lawsuit against Combs that was filed today. The suit claims Jay-Z joined Combs in assaulting the minor at an after-party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. Jay-Z is denying the allegations, calling them, quote, a blackmail attempt. In a statement posted on X, the rapper said in part, "These allegations are so heinous in nature, my heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability."
Diddy and Jay-Z have shared a public friendship that stretches back 3 decades. As the legal case has unfolded, a growing number of people have begun questioning why Jay-Z has not publicly said anything about his longtime friend and business partner. In a 2022 episode of Carpool Karaoke with James Corden, Diddy revealed that Jay-Z is one of the few people allowed to call him by his first name, Sean. He said, "There's only one person, and I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean." And yet, since the allegations against Diddy began to surface in November 2023, Jay-Z has been noticeably absent from the conversation. Let's take a closer look at the history of their friendship over the years. The two first crossed paths in the early 90s, as both men were rising stars in the world of hip-hop. Diddy founded his label, Bad Boy Entertainment, in 1993, while Jay-Z was making a name for himself with his debut album, Reasonable Doubt, in 1996. Their musical paths crossed in 1997 when they collaborated on Diddy's debut album, No Way Out. Jay-Z joined him for the track Young G's, which paid tribute to the late Biggie Smalls. From there, both men regularly collaborated on music, and their bond grew stronger while they rose to the top of the music industry. Diddy's business empire grew, while Jay-Z founded Roc Nation in 2008, helping launch the careers of artists like Rihanna, Shakira, and J. Cole. In September 2005, they made a joint $1 million donation to the Hurricane Katrina Relief Fund. With this, they managed to control their public image as philanthropists as well as pioneers in both music and business.
I'm having a great night.
In 2010, the two men topped the Forbes Rap Rich list, with Jay-Z's net worth at $37 million and Diddy's just $1 million behind. The two were still going strong right up until the allegations against Diddy first started spilling out. During the Bad Boy reunion tour, Diddy expressed his deep appreciation for Jay-Z, saying, "Whenever I get in trouble, Jay-Z is the one I call." They regularly appeared together at high-profile events and celebrations. In 2020, Jay-Z and Diddy were seen together at the annual Roc Nation brunch.
It's 2020, y'all. Yeah. And it's different than when it was 2016. You know, the game has been elevated. As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch. Yeah. You understand? Right. And we here together, and we're gonna keep staying together. We getting tighter. That's right. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else to us. Black excellence.
However, with Diddy now in jail with his reputation and empire crumbling around him, Jay-Z's silence on the matter has raised eyebrows. As Diddy faces trial and Jay-Z's involvement in the case becomes more apparent, only time will tell how this chapter will unfold for the two men who once shared the spotlight.
What happens with exposures? You make yourself vulnerable to all kinds of attacks, seen and unseen. What happened to my friend? This is when he passed away. There was $250,000 on my head and $150,000 on his. But what if I had decided to go back with my head held low and said, Sean, I'm willing to play the game, and then found a way to get inside of him and move him around?
But if the rumors about Diddy exposing Jay-Z are true, it looks like their supposed friendship probably ended as soon as they knew that the party was over. But what do you guys think? Does Diddy know something about Jay-Z? Let me know in the comments below.